Hi again, it's Bill, and today we're going to talk about superdeterminism. Now, we saw on the model, Come Discover Gravity with Max and Me, that it appears like superdeterminism is how the universe assigns quantum states. Now, one of the problems with superdeterminism is people think that superdeterminism means that there's no free will. That if you could read all the states of all the particles and all their speeds, you could predict the future. But we're going to explain how that's not the case, and free will is safe from superdeterminism. But one of the first things we'll have to look at is superdeterminism comes with a caveat. The wave function is hidden information to the rest of the universe. Only the particle has the fixture information provided in the wave function. So the rest of the universe does not see the information that has been loaded into the fixture of the wave function. So we can't know what the state of every particle is until we actually measure it, which changes the particle's trajectories. So even with superdeterminism, the fact that the information in the wave function is hidden means you can't predict the future. But let's say that we could read inside a wave function. We had a magical device that could detect all the information in a wave function. So you know the spin states of every particle. And let's say you map the spin states of every particle, get the XYZ coordinates, and write down the spin states, and you're still not going to be able to predict the future. And the reason why is because free will is an emergent property. Now, emergent properties have insulation against noise. That's why we can have a human body, and many things can go wrong, but it's a complex system that's able to right itself because of the way it's constructed. So this means that even if you know all the spins, it's very difficult to determine emergent properties. Let's take the example of a hologram. If you zoom in on a hologram to where the hologram, you get down to the very, very basic little tiny squiggles on the hologram, you could map all those little tiny squiggles of the hologram, map their shape and their XYZ locations. And you'll look at all these locations in this map you just created, and you won't know what the picture of the hologram is because it's not the XYZ locations and the answers, the spin answers that cause that to emerge. It's the relationships between the elements of the ensemble. So it's the relationships between those little squiggles that will cause the image to emerge with the right reference frame. So even if you know all the spin states in your brain, if you're hungry for a cheeseburger, and let's say you put your head in one of those magnets that makes a frog float, one of those extremely high energy magnets, you're still going to be hungry for a cheeseburger. That magnet is changing spin states in your brain. It's changing a lot of them. And yet still, you're going to be hungry for a cheeseburger while under there because your free will is an emergent property that's insulated against noise. Now, if you have enough noise, well, then, your free will will be affected. But there's a certain level of insulation from noise that emergent properties have. And the more insulation from noise that they have, the more holographic the properties are, the more holographic that system is. So even if you know all of the spin states, even if you change the spin states in your brain, you're not going to really be changing your mind. It's a very robust system. Free will drives almost the quantum mechanics of it. It's a situation where temperature matters more than the discrete answers. Temperature is going to give you an idea of the activity of the system, so the system can resolve spin at a certain rate. And that's what allows some noise to be able to be introduced and not crash the system. The system will still work because of its emergent holographic properties. You can remove some of those properties, you can change some of those properties, but it will not change the overall function of the system. So I think this means that free will is quite safe. And another aspect you could look at this, or another perspective, is the P-NP problem. So P is polynomial time, NP is non-polynomial time. And the idea is are there problems so hard that you just can't find a P solution to an NP problem? Well, what we've noticed here is that the universe provides P solutions to NP problems. It's the emergent structures that arise that give us very unique answers that you can't tell just by the basic fundamentals of the system. You can't tell what it's saying. You have to see what it's saying in relation to all the other elements in the system. So it could be that P equals NP, and the universe is one of those functions that actually proves it. Anyway, this is some ideas out there. I want to let everyone know that your will, your free will, is very much intact. It's very robust. And people will have a hard time changing your mind. They can't just flip a few bits. They're going to have to entangle with your structure, modify the structure of your brain to be more accommodating to their ideas. And then maybe the idea will change and they'll change their mind. But you're not going to do it just by flipping random bits to up or down. It just doesn't work that way. Emergent properties are very robust. And you can see how robust these emergent properties are. Just from information, from charge and spin, I see color. I see the color red, the color blue. I feel happiness and sadness. All of these qualia I'm experiencing that ride on a substrate of pure information. So be aware that you have free will and you can exercise that free will. And it's hard to change free will. That's your mind, and you're the one that's chiefly in charge of, deciding what you want to decide. So please check out my other videos if you haven't. Look at the Come Discover Gravity series with Max and me. There's like 4 videos in that. Those are great videos, and those will really show you how the universe operates and how gravity emerges and how even in spite of superdeterminism, free will abounds and is very robust. So leave some comments or questions, and have a great day. And remember, gravity's for the masses. Go out there and tangle, connect, resolve uncertainty, and bring knowledge to the universe. Have a great day. Bye.